their meeting tonight, City Council will have a chance to take a look at the preliminary budget for 2020 that includes a tax increase of over 3%. This 374-page document sees a municipal levy increase of 3.05%, which is approximately the requirement needed to offer the same amount of services in 2020, taking into account, of course, the cost increase of doing business. The budget also takes into account added costs the city has no control over, such as fuel, levy, negotiable salary increases, and local board requirements, with an estimated increase of 2.2% consumer price index. The largest expense in the $118.5 million municipal levy is the Public Works and Engineering Department, which accounts for 26% of the budget. Then local board and outside agencies take up 19%, community development and enterprise services and corporate capital and long-term debt each at 14%, levy boards at 12%, fire services at 8%, corporate services at 5%, and legal at 2%. The city's CAO, mayor, and council offices make up less than 1% of the expenses. Expenses for the preliminary budget see an increase of 2.74%, bringing it up to $181 million from the $176.2 million in 2019. Approximately one-third of this increase accounts for the levy boards, local boards, and outside agencies. The budget will be brought back to the table for deliberation on December 9th. The union representing Ontario's high school teachers will be releasing the results of their strike votes today. A media advisory also says the president of the Ontario Secondary School Teachers Federation will be talking about the union's next steps. The OSSTF is already in a legal strike position as of today, though it's also required to give 5 days notice before a strike and has not yet done that. 3 of Ontario's 4 major teachers' unions are taking steps toward potential strikes as they negotiate with the government for new contracts. Elementary teachers are set to start a Work to Rule campaign on November 26th that they say will target ministry and school board administrative tasks and will not affect student learning. Catholic teachers voted 97% in favor of a strike if necessary, although they are not yet in a legal strike position, while negotiations between the province and French teachers continue. Police said 10 people were shot and 4 of them were killed yesterday at a party in Fresno, California, when suspects sneaked into the backyard and fired into the crowd. The shooting took place about 6 p.m. on the city's southeast side while people were gathered to watch a football game. Deputy Chief Michael Reed told local media there that a total of 10 people were shot, with 3 people being found dead in the backyard. A 4th victim died at the hospital. 6 others are expected to survive, and some are in critical but stable condition. Police say family and friends got together to watch that game when unknown suspects approached the residence, snuck into the backyard, and opened fire. No suspect is in custody. The incident was at least the 2nd fatal gun attack yesterday. A man in his 20s was shot to death early yesterday at a home in another part of the city. Police have not said whether the 2 incidents could be connected. Police breached a Hong Kong University campus held by protesters early today after an all-night siege that included firing repeated barrages of tear gas and water cannons. Anti-government protesters have barricaded themselves inside Hong Kong Polytechnic University for days now. Police surrounded the area last night and began moving in after issuing an ultimatum for people to leave the area. Riot officers broke in one entrance before dawn as fires raged inside and outside the school, but they didn't appear to get very far. Fiery explosions could be seen as protesters responded with gasoline bombs. Police, who have warned that everyone in the area could be charged with rioting, reportedly made a handful of arrests. At daybreak, protesters remained in control of most of the campus. A lull settled on the area as the president of the university said in a video message that police have agreed to suspend their use of force. As Prime Minister Justin Trudeau settles on his choices for his new cabinet this week, he'll need to deny high-profile executive posts to some MPs in his government and ask them to take on the often unsung roles in the House of Commons that will be critical to keeping the Liberals in power and their agenda moving. In a minority government, the jobs of government House Leader, Chief Whip, and committee chairs will be far more important than they were when Trudeau commanded a majority in the Commons. Vice President at Hill and Knowlton and a longtime Liberal staffer, Kevin Bosch, is well versed with the ins and outs of how Parliament functions, and he said those roles are often filled after cabinet is chosen. But with a minority government, Trudeau must consider who will fill them at the same time. Both bilingualism and strong negotiating skills are essential in this minority situation.